Welcome back. Our next guest on Trading Hour today is the management of Happiest Minds. In July, the company completed a fresh round of capital raise via the QIP route. It raised 500 crore rupees in what was the company's first ever equity fundraise after its IPO in 2020. Do note that the 3-year lock-in period for the shares allotted during the IPO ends on the 15th of this month. To discuss the fundraise plans, the acquisition pipeline, the margin outlook, let me welcome Venkatraman Narayanan, the Managing Director and the CEO of the company. Venkat, thank you very much for joining in. You had an enabling resolution to raise 1400 crore rupees, if I'm correct. You've raised only 500 crore rupees. Do you have plans to raise the balance 900 crores?
Good morning, Rima. Not really. So when we took the enabling resolution, it was based on a number that was given to us by the bankers. They said typically you have a higher end of the number put out there. And that was the logic on which we had put out that 1,400 crores. Intention was always to raise between about 600 to 800 crores. Then, obviously, by the time we started the process, we started this in December of last year. But then, because of the way the markets had moved, we then could complete the process only late July or early August. In that duration, we also raised some amount of funds through issue of NCDs. And we had also internal accruals. We generate about 200 crores of cash. So put together, the 500 crores that we raised is just about the optimal amount that we needed, and that's why we stuck to raising about 500 crores.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Earlier when we spoke, you had spoken about some M&A that you're looking at. Of course, you had given sort of a wide range of what the size could be over there, but now that this fundraise has been completed, are you close to completion on any of these acquisitions?
Yes, we have a very good pipeline as we speak. But M&A is always a touch and go. You put out Okay, sorry. So we have a nice pipeline out here, and that's got about 3 companies. We are progressing reasonably well with them, and we'll keep you updated, most of you updated, the moment we are nearing closing on any one of them.
You said there are 3 companies in the pipeline?
That's right. We have about 3 companies in our pipeline, and the pipeline keeps building. So we have bankers showing us quite a few companies out there which are looking for a transaction, and so we are in discussion with quite a few. But when I talked about a pipeline, I was talking about something which is near to closing, or there is a high probability of closing. Not that we'll be able to do all the 3, but that's how the pipeline evaluation currently is. We've got 3 good solid names that we are pursuing.
Okay, interesting. So we will be completely clued in and now wait for more details on that. Venkat, so let's talk overall, broader business as well. We did speak to, a different company, a smaller sized IT company just a couple of, days ago, and there was a heartening indication coming in that the pace of closures is increasing. Now that was with that company. What is it that you're hearing from clients now on the ground? Is Q2 seeing any pickup, any improvement? And also, I think you have a wage hike that you usually undertake in the second quarter. So will that happen? Does that mean margin pressure at least for the second quarter?
That's right. The wage hike is already in progress. So that's happened for a large set of our people. That is the people who are up to about 7 to 8 years of experience. The wage hikes have gone out, and that will have a small margin hike. And as every year, we make it through both volume growth and value growth. And that's why it's important to keep growing, in the IT industry. The wage hikes happen, and you have to defray parts of that through the benefits that you get through the volume increase, which is why quarter-on-quarter growth or year-on-year growth are very significant numbers that we focus on. We are seeing an uptick. In fact, if you noticed, our Q4 of last year was reasonably weak quarter, but from there we showed a smart uptick coming all the way to 3.5% QOQ growth in dollar terms compared to the other IT companies. In our size and comparator pack, we were top of the pack. in terms of growth and in terms of profitability also, we have remained in the top spot, either on the top one or two, and that was the same last quarter. Going into second quarter, I have cautioned the market that there would be some small impact on the margins. And that's why, we have held our EBITDA margin guidance to 22 to 24%, and hopefully our impact should also be within that. And we'll then make up for that over the next quarters through the growth that we're talking about. So we have laid out a growth path, and we are working on it.
No, and the top line as well. I mean, I take your point that you were better than a lot of your peers in Q1 with 3% growth. It was either negative or flat for a lot of others. Q2,
right.
Has the momentum increased? Do you think that it will be
Yes.
better than the first quarter, or is it more of the same?
We had 17 new logo sign-offs in Q1. And so, those are the sign-offs. We are doing work on them. We are billing and we are accruing and recognizing revenues in them. We continue to see a similar pace in new sign-offs in this quarter as well.
Venkat, just getting back to the point about wage hikes. You said you've given hikes to a reasonable number of employees, I think with experience of 7 to 8 years. Are all the employees of Happiest Minds going to get an increment this year? Because some of your peers are holding back or deferring the hikes maybe for the senior employees. Could you give us an update with respect to Happiest Minds?
Yeah. So, Rima, we are giving an increase to all our employees.
Okay.
This is, it is done in two cycles. So one is a July cycle, the other is the October cycle. So we follow these two cycles. The senior employees are covered in the October cycle, and the people below that are covered in the July cycle. So we've covered everybody in the July cycle. Now will happen for the October cycle, we'll cover the seniors as well.
And you're also on track to hire 1,300 more people. I think that is what you told us earlier. So is that plan on track as well?
Yes, we have hired our campus joiners in the first quarter, and we have had a reasonable amount of lateral hires as well. The numbers that we gave of 1,300 is a function of the growth that we talked about. So we are looking at acquisitions, and that will also add to the strength. So the 1,300 people is both a function of the organic growth and the inorganic growth. So if we touch the number of the 25% or the number that we lay out after Q2 for the year, it will directly relate to the number of hires that we will make during the course of this year.
Venkat, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining in. That's Happiest Minds. In the pipeline for completing the acquisition are 3 solid companies which they're pursuing. So we're looking forward to an update on that front as well. But for Happiest Minds, the company has given a long-term guidance that they want to hit $1 billion of revenues by 2031. Now, this will require the company to grow at 25% every year, right, starting from now. But this will be done via organic and inorganic, right? So the inorganic and M&A is a very, very important part of the company achieving that growth. And for this year, 25% top line growth may be just difficult to achieve if they do not close that acquisition in time.
Acquisition is extremely important
Extremely
for them.
important.
Stay on course with that guidance.
To get that 25% growth every year so that you can hit $1 billion by 2031. Anyway, that's about Happiest Minds. Get into a break. We'll discuss market technicals. Videsh Thakkar joins us next.